want to thank you all for being here this morning. First, I want to thank my wife, Chris, for being at my side of this, and obviously my children, who have been just wonderful as well. Molly and Betsy were there throughout this entire incident, and Molly was just super. She was the one, if you listen to the 911 voice, that was Molly Flood, the sophomore at Marquette University, who did a great job. Great job. Saturday night, Chris was in California with her two sisters and her mother, visiting her 80-year-old aunt for her birthday, and I was looking for a way to avoid making dinner. And it was about 5 o'clock, and I got a call from my sister Mary, another sister, who was interested in going to State Fair to listen to a band that she liked a lot. And my daughter Annie was working at State Fair at the time. My son Tommy had just gotten home from State Fair. So I said to my two younger daughters, Erin and Kate, how about we go to State Fair with Aunt Mary? And in the interim, we called Betsy and our brother John, and so the four Barretts, adult siblings, all met up at State Fair to listen to music. And that was the reason that my fantastic security personnel was not with me. This was a spur-of-the-moment decision by myself to, in essence, have a little family reunion with my siblings. And everything was going great until we started walking back to the car a little after 10 o'clock. That's when I encountered something that I think virtually any other citizen in this city would have reacted the same way. We were walking down the street, and my two daughters, and Molly too, I think at that point, said, someone's yelling, call 911, call 911, and there was a woman holding a baby. And our immediate thought was that there was something wrong with the baby. And so I quickly pulled out my phone, as I think Molly did, and we started calling 911. Within seconds, we realized the problem was not with the baby, it was with the man. And he came up and was very, very agitated. And events took off from there very, very quickly. Because of the criminal nature of this, I'm not going to go into that any further. Some of that has come out already, and some more that will come out in the coming day, but we don't want to in any way jeopardize that criminal case. But I think it's fair to say that things got very, very ugly very, very quickly. From there, though, it was the incredible response. First of Molly, and again, I have to point to Molly, who kept her cool throughout this whole thing, and did just a great job. And then the West Dallas police were fantastic. The emergency transport people were fantastic. The Milwaukee police, the staff at Freighter was phenomenal, and they got us in there very, very quickly and got things stabilized very, very quickly as well. As you can see, I got hit in the face. I have some cuts on the back of my head and the top of my head, and we'll have that. I'll be back to the doctor on Friday for that. My hand is fractured. I was at the doctor earlier this morning, and will return Friday to see what the prognosis is for my hand. But overall, I think what I want to stress is how I've been in situations in this community my whole life, and I can't think of a situation like this where people would not have responded the way I did. When someone says call 911, you call 911. It's that straightforward. And that's exactly what happened here. It was only at that point where the response was so bizarre that things took off in the wrong direction. But I want to thank the incredible outpouring of support that I've had from people within this community, from outside the community. People have just been incredibly kind. Even my son was surprised I had friends. So even teenagers can be surprised in an event like this. But again, to the many people in our community who have reached out to me and my family, I want to give a heartfelt thank you. So we're on the mend. Everything is headed in the right direction, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm still standing.
Mr. Mayor, what's going through your mind while this guy is speaking on
That this is really bad. This is really bad. That's what was going through my mind. This is really, really bad.
How are you feeling now, physically and emotionally?
Physically, I need more rest right now. I'm going to take this week off and I'm going to rest. This was supposed to be our vacation week, so much for that. But we're spending some time. We're having a staycation. Is that what they call it now? Staycation. Although she took off, she got a better offer. She's on her way to Door County, our 10-year-old. I'd say physically, my mouth hurts a little bit. My hand is going to. That's where I'm most concerned. But again, I've been very impressed by the medical personnel working with my hand.
Mayor Barrett, we have.
I think they're doing remarkably well. I think they're doing very, very well.
Mayor Barrett, we have hundreds of get well wishes from our viewers at Fox 6 that we'd like to give to you.
Sure.
People
Thank
calling you their hero in the city. What do you want to say?
I'll say Molly's my hero. Yeah.
Does this at all change the way you think you govern and look at things like crime, police issues, fire issues, and how it all affects you as mayor?
Well, I think what it does is it's given me an opportunity to see the criminal justice system, the emergency transport system from that side, and I've been blown away at how professional it is. I've been very, very, very impressed, and I think it's pretty accurate to say certainly this guy didn't know that I was a mayor, and I wasn't going to tell him because I just thought that could make things worse. And I don't know that any of the emergency personnel people knew I was. Maybe they did. Obviously, at some point somebody did, but I think, and I hope, and I'm confident that the response that I got is the same response every single citizen in this community would get. And I think that's something the citizens can be proud of.
Policy issues with domestic violence or anything along those lines?
Well, I think it highlights the seriousness of the domestic violence issues and just what an explosive issue that is. And I've said this to my own security detail, and I think we've seen this time again locally and nationally, that domestic violence incidents can be the most dangerous incidents of them all.
The suspect's family has suggested that you are somehow responsible for what happened. What's your reaction to that?
My first reaction was, that's pretty bizarre. And I mentioned it to Chris, and she had a little different reaction. I think in terms of the mother, that, and maybe it's important, she said a mother's love is blind. And maybe a mother's love should be blind. But again, this will come out in the criminal case, but we were literally walking down the street. You know, so that we don't want to say anything more than that. We were literally walking down the street.
What did you say to you when you called?
The president was very cordial. I did indicate I prefer to be called for pitching a perfect game no-hitter rather than this, but he was very nice and just thanked me for stepping forward, and I've gotten other nice calls as well. It's been very heartening, the support that I've gotten, and I really am very thankful. It helps because it's tough, and it's helpful to know that people are out there and they care.
Chris, how are you doing?
Mayor, did you feel any more obligation to intervene because you head up the city, you work with police regularly? Did that
I honestly think when your 10-year-old and 12-year-old daughter and 20-year-old niece say, call 911, you call 911. So I think anybody at all would have done the same thing. I would hope anybody would have done the same thing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.